Heat shimmered off the motel pavement, turning the Blue Pines courtyard into a wavering mirage. The couple by the pool barely noticed the gate creak until a full-grown moose stepped through it. She didn't charge. She didn't hesitate. She just walked in, hooves clicking on concrete, her dark coat slick with sweat as if she'd been running for miles. The man bolted upright. "Only in Montana," he whispered, fumbling for his phone. The woman froze. Because nothing about her looked wild or unpredictable. She looked desperate. Then the gate swung again. A calf. Tiny and wobbling. Cody, struggling to keep up. And in that instant, everyone understood. She wasn't wandering. She was seeking help. The calf staggered forward on trembling legs, each step wobbling beneath him as though the heat had stolen the strength from his bones. His ears drooped. His breaths came rapid and shallow. He leaned against the vending machine and nearly slid to the ground. Smiles vanished. Cameras lowered. Cody tried to reach the pool, but when he dipped his head, his knees buckled. Sierra, the mother, braced instantly, pressing her flank to his body to keep him upright. She tested the water with her muzzle, but Cody couldn't bend, couldn't drink, couldn't cool himself. The moment shifted. The laughter died. This wasn't a novelty. This was desperation. Lydia, the motel manager, froze in the lobby doorway as Cody swayed again. His trembling sharpened, his breaths thinner. "This isn't normal," she whispered, already dialing. Her voice cracked when the ranger line picked up. "We have a calf collapsing at Blue Pines. Please hurry." On the other end, the ranger didn't ask questions. "We're coming," the ranger said. "Heatwave's brutal. If she brought him into town, she's out of options. Streams are drying up." Minutes crawled by. Thick, breathless minutes. Guests kept their distance now, hands clasped, expressions tight with worry. Sierra stood over Cody protectively, but even she trembled, her breath heavy with fear. 2 ranger trucks finally rolled into the lot. Doors slammed. Ranger Tom Reyes ran toward the courtyard and stopped cold at the sight. A mother moose standing beside a swimming pool, her calf collapsing on concrete so hot it shimmered. He knelt slowly, palms open. Sierra's ears pinned back. She stepped forward once, a warning, but didn't attack. She held still, towering, shaking, measuring the man kneeling before her. Tom bowed his head slightly. "Easy, Mama. I'm here for him." He touched Cody's side. The calf flinched with what little strength he had left. His heart fluttered. Too fast, too weak. Tom's jaw clenched. "Too hot," he murmured. "Too long. He's fading." Lydia covered her mouth, whispering, "Hang on, little guy." Tom signaled to the second ranger. "Towels, shade, and electrolytes. Move." The rangers soaked towels in the pool, the same blue water Sierra had desperately tried to reach, and draped them across Cody's neck and belly. The sudden cold jolted his failing body. His legs twitched. His sides seized in weak spasms. Sierra thrust her muzzle against him in alarm. Tom kept his voice steady, though urgency tightened every word. "That's good. Stay with me, little man." But then Cody sagged. His legs folded. His entire body went suddenly heavy. His chest stilled in a terrifying, suspended moment. A gasp rippled across the balconies. Tom leaned closer, holding a bottle cap filled with electrolyte mixture to Cody's lips. "Come on," he whispered. "Come back. Just a sip. Come on." Nothing. Then, a faint swallow. A stunned breath escaped the watching crowd. Someone whispered, "He drank?" Tom exhaled shakily. "Good boy. Good boy." They layered more towels, blocked the sun, and coaxed tiny sips of electrolyte solution. Slowly, agonizingly, Cody's frantic breaths eased from desperation to exhaustion. His ears twitched. His eyes fluttered open, glassy but aware. Relief washed through Sierra. She nudged Cody gently, urging him not to give in. He lifted his head a trembling inch. Hope is thin, fragile, took root. But the concrete still radiated heat like an oven. Tom looked toward the back gate. Beyond it lay a strip of cottonwoods and a narrow creek, cold, shaded and alive. If we leave him here, he'll overheat again, Tom said. He needs the creek. Lydia sprinted to unlock the gate. Tom stepped back, giving Sierra space. Every movement he made was slow, deliberate, unmistakably respectful. He pointed toward the trees and waited. Sierra's legs shook. Instinct told her to stay. Fear told her not to move. But her calf, her world, needed more. She looked at Cody, then back at Tom. And then, in a moment that stole the air from every person watching, Sierra stepped forward. Sierra nudged Cody forward. She chose trust. Tom walked ahead in careful, steady strides. Sierra followed with Cody pressed tight against her flank, catching him each time he stumbled. As they stepped off the concrete and onto the dirt path, the heat broke instantly, like stepping out of a fever. The motel courtyard faded behind them, the blue pool glowing in the sun, the guests holding their breath, the air shifting from scorching brightness to cool shadow as they crossed into the cottonwoods. The creek whispered ahead, a soft ribbon of moving water. Tom stepped aside. Go on. Cody dipped one trembling hoof into the water. A ripple ran through him, relief so deep it looked like his small body might melt into the creek. He drank desperately, droplets falling from his chin. Sierra watched, unmoving, her breathing slowing as Cody revived before her eyes. Then she turned toward Tom. Slowly, deliberately, she lowered her head and pressed her forehead to his shoulder. Not a warning. Not a shove. Thank you. Tom inhaled sharply. He raised a hand, resting it gently on her neck, feeling the weight of her gratitude. The forest held still for a heartbeat. You kept him alive, he whispered. For the first time since entering the motel courtyard, Sierra's body softened. She released a long, shuddering breath. Cody splashed beside her, steadier now, dipping his nose into the cold current as though rediscovering the whirl. A wild mother had done the bravest thing she could do. She had stepped into a human world and asked for help. And help had met her halfway. Sunset spilled across the Blue Pines Motel, softening the baked concrete into amber. Sierra and Cody walked along the creek path beside the rangers. Cody moved on his own now, still cautious, still small but alive. Every few steps he looked up at his mother. She brushed her flank against him, the answer clear. I'm here. Guests lined the walkway in silence. No phones. No chatter. They weren't witnessing wildlife. They were witnessing survival. At the tree line, Sierra paused. She turned back toward the motel, the place where she had almost lost her calf, and the place where strangers had saved him. A hush fell over the courtyard. Then she stepped into the woods with Cody at her side, disappearing into green dusk and safety. Later that evening, guests gathered in the lobby, replaying the security footage. The moment Sierra entered the courtyard, Cody collapsing, the rangers kneeling, and the breathtaking image of a wild mother bowing her head in gratitude. What began as a strange, amusing heatwave moment had become something else entirely. A story of fierce determination, fragile trust, and the wild instinct to keep a loved one alive. And long after the towels dried and the courtyard cooled, the Blue Pines Motel would carry that memory like a heartbeat.